Hello, it is Monday, January 24th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Monday puzzle today, so a nice, gentle, easy puzzle to get us going at the beginning of the solving week. And this, hopefully nice, gentle solve is brought to us all by Dan Stocco, B.W. Diedrich, and, of course, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster. So thank you to the three of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. And thank you to everybody who has contributed at any tier to the Patreon campaign. That's the way that I am making this channel and series a sustainable enterprise, part of my daily work. And if you'd like to help directly contribute in that way, you can find all that information at patreon.com/dailysolve. And of course, at any level, you get access to all of the bonus solves that have gone up over the months of the campaign, as well as all of the ones that go up each week. And extra access, that additional channel in the Daily Solve Discord chat server, the rest of which is free for anybody to join. So I'm going to continue this backloaded comments experiment, so do continue to the end of the video if you'd like to hear comments about yesterday's video, but for now I'm going to get right into today's solve. This is, of course, a Monday puzzle constructed by John Gutzetta. Hopefully pronounced at least vaguely like that. I've certainly seen this name before, has done a few dozen crosswords for the New York Times over the years, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. It's a Monday puzzle, so there's some kind of theme going on today, but it should be pretty gentle. So let's get started. Looks like I've somehow given up 31 seconds to the clock already. I must have loaded this page wrong or something. Anyway, drains of strength. Could be saps. You can hear saps of strength. And here we have cul-de-sac. So sort of a non-through residential street, borrowed from French. And I think cul-de-sac, end of the bag, is that literally what it is? Because I think that's where J.R.R. Tolkien got the phrase bag end that he used to what the name of the neighborhood where the hobbits lived, perhaps. And I think it was his, I read it was his attempt to intentionally take back a bit of English language from a French loan phrase, which I find very funny. Okay, a sparkly bit on a gala gown. A spangle, maybe? No. A sequin. There we go. Sequin. And Jazzy Fitzgerald would be Ella Fitzgerald, the great jazz singer. College reunion attendees. Alumna. Or is it alumni? I think it's alumni. An alumna would be one female alumnus. Okay. It doesn't need time to rise before baking. Quick bread. Suppose hence the name quick bread. An actress Thurman is Uma Thurman, and if something is flexible, it is pliant. And the N in TNT is what? I don't remember. Don't remember the full unpacking of TNT, but I'm pretty sure the N is nitro. Okay, spherical is round. Something that's spherical is round. Straightforward enough. I wonder if quick bread is part of the theme. I suspect it is. Could be QB, maybe. Maybe it's a quarterback thing. Maybe we'll get a bunch of QBs. Actually, this is a U, so maybe it is a QB. Social crafting event. Yes. A quilt. No, sorry. Oh, wait. Quilting bee? Yes, a quilting bee. Yes, an event at which people all collaboratively, they all quilt together, make a big quilt, a quilting bee. So I think this might be QB. I think this might be our theme. As predicted, a very simple and gentle theme. It's just around the letters QB, I think, although there may be a revealer that gives more. What about this? Oh, right. So key member of sorry, I've jumped ahead to the revealer. I didn't realize I was doing that, but of course I am, because I jumped straight to the position as predicted by Lyle's Law, Daily Solve community member Lyle, who predicted at one point that the revealer, the explanatory answer that ties together all of the theme clues and answers of a given puzzle, is most frequently, not always, but most frequently located in the across clues near the southern border of the crossword, trending towards the eastern side. And often it is actually precisely 3 cells up from that southern border, and in this case it is. So, a key member of a football team, in brief, or a feature of 16, 29, 35, and 42 across. So, indeed, this is going to be a quarterback. Oh, is it? Is it not? Wait, what did I do? I'm very confused. Sorry, I thought I was getting a rare sports win, but maybe not. Let's look at the rest of these. ATV with 4 tires, a quad bike, I guess. I'm still assuming these are all going to have QB. And this, one of 2 royal sleeping options. Royal queen bed as opposed to a king bed, the other royal sleeping option. I think that was all of them, was it? It was. So what is this? Key member of a football team in brief. In brief. So what is a quarterback called in brief? QB something? Does that work here? Stitch? I don't know. I don't know. I'm flummoxed. Maybe this is another sports reference, and my knowledge of simply being aware of the concept of a quarterback has not extended far enough for that to be helpful. Well, what is this? Enjoys a late afternoon snack as a Brit might. So here, instead of having, you could imagine on a later day of the week, this could say something like enjoys a late afternoon snack in Devon or something. And the in Devon would be indicating that we're meant to use British slang or terminology. But in this case, it's just saying it's British. So takes tea, I would think that to be. So this doesn't look like it's quarterback. So what is it? I don't know. Big name in shapewear clothing. And here we have blank your head. Here's chairman of Chinese communism is Chairman Mao, of course. So is this actually takes tea? Would be shocked if it weren't. Tea is indeed a late afternoon snack. You can refer to that small meal as your tea. Grammy winner Costello, Elvis Costello, the great singer-songwriter. And an industrial tub is a vat, and extremely is quite. Okay, so this is all looking correct. A web address is a URL, and a mate for Hagar the Horrible. I think Hagar the Horrible is a newspaper comic. I have no idea if it still exists, but Helga looks like it would be the name of a mate for Hagar, doesn't it? And blank word is a lamp unto my feet. Psalms. It looks like thy word is a lamp unto my feet. Seems pretty likely there. And here we have help could be aid. And here Mississippi City on the Gulf of Mexico. Biloxi. I recognize that name of a Mississippi city. Biloxi, Mississippi. That's an incredible combination of synonyms. Really good. Of syllables is what I meant to say. Big name in shapewear clothing. Oh, Spanx. That rings a bell. Okay. And Curie, who coined the term radioactivity, Marie Curie, the great scientist, speaking of the greats that seem to be popping up in this puzzle, pays for a hand. Could be antes. You pay into the pot to play, I don't know, a round of poker or something. And spooky could be eerie. A playground place is a park. And rises and shines is wakes. Oh, I see what this is now. Okay. It is the starting QB. More clever than I thought it was going to be. Well, not that I didn't think it was going to be clever, but my initial assumption was not as clever as the actual theme, which is that the key member of a football team in brief is starting quarterback, starting QB. So our first tier quarterback, I guess. And indeed, it's a feature of these clues. We have QBs starting the words in each of these answers. So there we have it. There's the theme. I sort of jumped around and confused myself for a bit with that one, but we got there eventually. This is a case where I probably would have solved the puzzle. If I were doing this on my own, I probably would have solved the puzzle more quickly if I hadn't tried to get the extra crosses from the theme, because this confused me for a while. Where if I had just marched through the puzzle, I probably would have just filled it out ordinarily without worrying about that. All right, here we have Obi-Wan blank Jedi Master, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. And a UK award is an OBE, the Order of the British Empire. I had the Queen's New Year's honors go out recently and give out a round of OBEs and other orders. put a number on. Quantify. Right. The counterpart of qualifying is quantifying. You could have a qualitative difference or a quantitative difference. And if one created yarns or tales, one spun. You could spin yarns or spin a tall tale. Sudden storms with whipping winds, squalls perhaps at sea. And a coffee dispenser, you could have a coffee urn. And a hobby is a pursuit. A trivial pursuit, as in, you could argue crosswords are. A fall bloom that resembles a daisy, an aster, I believe, and a prickly seed case is a burr. The plants with the bird, the sticky little spiky bits that stick on your pants, your trousers. All right, use your head. Okay, right. Why didn't I see what that was? And here we have prickly seed case, right? And here we have superlative suffix, could be est, superlative, the most of something, the easiest or most or hardest crossword, for instance. And here we have actor Guzman of Traffic, Luis Guzman, the great actor, Luis Guzman, speaking of the greats. And to elevate is to lift. So there we have it. Super Bowl organization, a fitting cross with starting QB, the NFL, I suppose. And sediment in a wine barrel is what? I'll know this when I see it, which I suppose is the case for many answers, but I do feel this is something I know and I just can't bring it to mind. It's annoying. A chimney duct is a flue. And Calvin's tiger companions in the comics is Hobbes. I adored Calvin and Hobbes as a child. I had all of the Calvin and Hobbes books. Apt rhyme for grab is nab, and a commemorative tablet is a plaque, of course. The UN agency awarded the 1969 Nobel Peace Prize. I'm actually not sure offhand, but UN agencies. Let's look around. Here we have lymph nodes in your arms and maybe other places. To socialize at a party is to mingle. The ILO, what is that? That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. To socialize at a party is to mingle, and sediment in a wine barrel is lees. Indeed, that is familiar now that I see it. But I definitely wouldn't have gotten it without the crosses. And like a partner who can't spend a second apart from you, that partner might be needy. And what else have you got? Asks this crossword clue. If something or someone is cuddle-worthy, it is or they are adorable. And director DuVernay, the great director, Ava DuVernay. Handheld explosive is a grenade. And to commence is to... Why do I not see what that is? That's strange. Monster often seen wielding a club. I don't know. Do I have something wrong? It's cuddle-worthy, maybe huggable, not adorable. It is. Okay. So to commence is to begin. A monster with a club could be an ogre in a fairy tale, for instance. And a contented cat's sound is a purr. And that gives us author of The Gold Bug, the great poet, Edgar Allan Poe. And shows up is arrives. And that gives us witch and hag. So we've got another fairy tale staple here. The hag and the ogre. Sounds like a story unto itself. Kept in check. I don't know. Maybe ends in ED? No, it doesn't. Bill Nye is the science guy, the great television presenter, and scientist Bill Nye. And rarin' to go. And here we have size above medium would be large. And now it's clear would be IC, which is how I felt once I finally got starting quarterback. A breakout movie role could be a star turn. CNN founder is Ted Turner. I'm going to dispense with at this point to run that gag dry. Top celebs are the A-list. Well, that's appropriate here. That's actually kind of a minor theme here. We do have sort of an A-list cast running throughout this puzzle. We had Ted Turner, Bill Nye, Ava DuVernay, Luis Guzman. Who else did we have in terms of sort of celebrity types? I mean, Chairman Mao is certainly a well-known person, although celebrity would be sort of an odd. And then Kenobi is a fictional character. Oh, we had Uma Thurman. So, and Ella Fitzgerald. Boy, this really was sort of, this is so interesting. I think this was sort of a sub-theme running through this puzzle. That's so funny. That's really interesting. Yeah, I think it really was. Anyway, tongue sense is taste, of course. And kept in check is at bay, I see. And then rarin' to go is eager. So look at that. We solved the Monday puzzle. And we had our QB theme, our starting QB with quick bread queen bed, quilting bee, quad bike, and then, of course, the starting QB revealer. But we had our sort of secondary theme here with our A-list, our top celebs, which I didn't see until almost the very end of the puzzle, but we did have quite a few. Ella Fitzgerald, Ted Turner, Ava DuVernay, Luis Guzman, whoever the other ones were, Uma Thurman. Anyway, that's really interesting. What a funny little additional thread running through this crossword. Well done, John Gutzetta, squeezing quite a lot into a Monday puzzle. So, yeah, that was a fun one. Let me know how you fared. And presumably fairly approachable as a Monday puzzle, not too difficult. I did have a few bumps with some of those crosses, but it all worked out in the end. So let's decompress with some clues from yesterday's puzzle. Joseph George Blaze writes in about the frayed knot joke. In this case, frayed knot, Fraydknot, obviously playing on I'm afraid not. He says, the frayed knot joke is one I always remember for some reason. Two pieces of string walk into a bar. When the first one tries to buy a drink, the barman says to her, sorry, we don't serve pieces of string here, and asks her to leave. The second piece of string twists herself up and messes with her hairdo. When she walks up to the bar, the barman asks, what's going on here? Are you a piece of string? To which she replies, no, I'm afraid not. I'm sure there are other variations, but that's the one I know, says Joseph George Blaze. And Tamar Dolev recommends a clip about a joke involving not and not, those homophones, from the Winnie the Pooh movie. So I can't elaborate on that anymore because I've not seen it. Or at least I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I have. I don't know. I guess there are several Winnie the Pooh movies. I think I've only seen the original one. Maybe it was in that, and I don't remember. Robert Stevenson says, I think what are called northern divers in the UK with their strange haunting calls, this was referring to the diver-related clue from yesterday's puzzle, are called loons in Canada and even feature on their currency, hence loonies. That's true. I love that fact. It's a fun one. Phil explains that scorpions and other arachnids, like spiders, are in fact not insects. Insects and arachnids are themselves both groups of arthropods. Right, so I knew that about spiders and arachnids, but I don't know if I knew until yesterday's puzzle. Maybe I did and had forgotten that scorpions are also arachnids. That's fascinating. Given how much they're completely associated with spiders, I think, in the popular consciousness. Phil also says, I've always heard LOL to mean laugh out loud rather than lots of laughs, but both seem to fit the initialism. Yes, I have too. I think I strangely said lots of laughs yesterday. I don't really know why, because I also understand LOL to mean laugh out loud, but I don't know. Again, I often feel as though I'm in a sort of different mental state when I'm doing these on video. My brain goes in unusual directions at times. And Brian D. has a bit of a pluralization guide for Latin plural endings. The rules are as follows. If the original word ends in US, pluralize with I, cactus to cacti. Pluralizes with A, serum to sera. And A pluralizes with AE, axilla to axillae. But really, we should pluralize them all with S or ES. When we take a loanword into English, we still apply English grammar to it. Latin seems to be the only language we also borrow the grammar from. Yeah, I've certainly seen many linguists make that same argument, that it's sort of silly that we do that. There's also a lot of mispluralization from Greek words that use different pluralization rules, but people erroneously apply the Latin rules too. So the whole thing is sort of a mess, and we should probably not do it. Bice Dibley has a bit about eucalypti. He says it's generally pluralized as eucalypts, not eucalypti. Which is technically a slightly broader term that nobody outside botanists would care about differentiating. And that's the roundup of comments from yesterday's puzzle. So thank you to everybody who wrote in and everyone whose comments I didn't get to, because there were quite a few. But I read them all, and they're all very interesting. And I suppose that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you think you know somebody who might enjoy it, pass it along to them as well. You never know. Maybe they will either augment their existing crossword habit or develop a new crossword habit. It's always really fun to see people in the comments who say that this series has prompted them to start solving the crossword. That's incredibly gratifying. So I suppose that's it for today. Of course, the link to the Daily Solve Discord chat server and the Daily Solve Patreon campaign are both in the links Both there are links in the description field underneath each video, and explore them at your leisure, I guess. I'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday puzzle, another themed, gentle, early week puzzle, so I hope you join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.